I'm looking at ways to protection within the community. When you write, I want to ask you, what's one of the maybe one of your primary objectives? Would you say in your writing for community? If you're looking for protection,
Yep.
protection is primary for you.
Yeah. Protection. Protecting
Mhm.
our community and then everyone. I believe we not only should we focus on protecting the community, and we should also focus on protecting the creatures that God already created for us. It is really amazing. I seen one of today's posts that was done by the poet Isaac. Like it was said that the lion just attacked that old man. Like it was a sad thing. That's something that when I go to LinkedIn, I don't want to see, because it's a sad reality to see something like that. So that's the reason I focus much onto positive things. So protecting the mind is something that I want to focus on. So if we can
Mhm.
protect people's sports like mind, so we're in at a struggling time right now, a bit of a difficult time right now with everything that is happening around the world, the war at Ukraine, and also the Russia. So it's changing a lot of things. So people are struggling right now. Then when you pose things like that, that is demoralizing people, we're not protecting that for. So it's more like we're hating them, and then without posting things that are positive, we're also leading them into doing wrong things, and then leading them to think that what we're posting is right, which is actually negative. So first thing, we need to protect people's minds and also thoughts. So if we can do
Mhm.
that, and also try to minimize the evil things and the negative things on social media. So if we can start onto that, and also when you go home, like to our community,
Mhm.
uh, you as in a person, I believe anything that you do, like people are going through a lot. Like I will say that people are going through a lot, but you as in a person, you don't need to add on to that. You are the light. I like to be happy, like even though I know like my soul is not agreeing onto other things. I'll be having my bad days, but that doesn't mean like when I go out, I need to have that bad emotion or maybe mood onto it. I need to be that light. So when I walk out, I'll try at my level best to bring out smile into people. If they don't return to that, or maybe they don't respond well onto the level of energy that am I bringing, I know it will be difficult for them. Like Marcus is always happy. How is he doing that? That's something that they need to ask themselves, like, how am I doing that, even though the world is just having a bit of negative things, but Marcus is just going through this. Like, I'll tell you a funny story. uh, 2020 in South Africa, when the first lockdown that we had, first lockdown in after the pandemic, we had a pandemic, right? 2020 March, when we first had our lockdown in South Africa, at work, I was the only person like with a positive mind. I first done this thing. I emailed everyone at work something that is positive that will actually lift their spirit. Like I tried doing that, like educating them about the pandemic and also COVID. So that's something that we do, like protecting them, the mind of people. Like, okay, fine, we're having this thing right now. The pandemic is actually here, but we don't need to suffer or maybe focus on to it much. This is what we need to focus on: our mental health, our health as in human beings. We need to focus on to that. I know it's going to be a struggle, but we don't need to focus on that. We need to focus on to ourselves, how we're going to survive after it. That's something that I've been focused on. So that's protection as well. So protecting the mind, that's something that I need to focus on. Like also the heart, I don't know how to say to people that you can protect our heart, but I don't know how did I teach myself onto it, but I know how to protect my heart in a way that I don't lead it to getting crushed or maybe getting disappointed by people, or maybe when I enter into a relationship, it gets trust, or maybe I get into a partnership and then we crumble, or maybe I get screwed, I'll be having a downfall. No, that's not me. I told myself after losing my parents that, okay, fine, this is how life it is. And then this is how I protect myself. Not that I don't have love in myself. I still have love and then go out and socialize with people. But protecting your heart is the most important thing, not to get crushed or maybe getting bitter